Would it be wise for me to have a home inspection before listing my house?
So we've had sellers do both, and I think some of them may have wished they had done a home inspection prior to listing the house because they found some major things when the buyers did their inspections.
Yeah, that's a really good idea, especially in like a roof. If you've got problems with it, or the furnace is deteriorated past a point of no return, and yet you're like, well, it works, and yet
A lot of those appliances have a life cycle.
yeah. So
What else?
we'd advise you to get a home inspection, and it may not be just a home inspection. Possibly it's your plumbing and heating, electrical, and we find out that the electric panel is out of date or
One of
certain
those, but
breakers. Yeah.
one of those that's most insurance companies don't like. There are a couple of those out there.
So those are good things to know before you get into it, before it's actually on the market. And then, when we go and we have a prospective buyer for your home, we say, hey, we've had all these things fixed. And then if the inspector that they choose comes in and says something, then we got documentation or we know about it or whatever the case may be there.
It's always better to go into a situation with as much information as you can possibly have to start with. Because if you just put your home on the market and don't look at any of the potential problems like a bad roof, we had that massive hailstorm, because those happen a lot here, unfortunately. But your roof might have been good last week, and because of weather, you now have to have a whole roof replaced because the frozen ice is a bad thing coming out of the sky.
Well, even with those kinds of events, we know roofers and window companies and different contractors that we can get that stuff fixed in a fairly timely fashion so that if you were selling and we had to close, we can get it done. So those are always good too.
Yeah, but again, I always find that it's better to have the best possible amount of information to start with. I have a saying that it's better to plan for the worst and hope for the best. That having the inspection is kind of that planning for the worst. You have an idea of what people are going to find potentially with the home, so you know ahead of time what they might be asking for when they ask for repairs or a concession.
Well, little things too is they'll call out drainage, and you might have your flower garden and you got it to a point now where that it's kind of grading back towards the house. It's going to be called out, but it's an easy fix. So if you know ahead of time, nobody has to know about it. But if there's glaring like paint peeling next to the door when you walk up, they're going to call that, or they're going to discount the house. They're already counting stuff. So we're just going to look at this home, and so we're going to discount because we noticed there's a torn screen, there's the paint here. So all those little cosmetic things, it can help, and we would advise in that regard.
Yeah, again, it's better to know what you're going in with.